This is almost unprecedented step. This is rare for members to subpoena sitting members. What do you say about what that does to the broader workings of the institution?
Well, an attempted coup and a violent insurrection at the Capitol interrupting the peaceful transfer of power are unprecedented events. And so people have asked, does this set a precedent for the issuance of subpoenas for members of Congress in the future if there are coups and insurrections? And I suppose that it does.
Got a lot of questions. Unfortunately, my first guest is the perfect person to answer them. The aforementioned Maryland congressman, member of the January 6th investigation, Jamie Raskin. Congressman Raskin, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Delighted to be with you.
Let me ask you about this. You have mentioned that you have every reason to believe that the Republican elected members who have been subpoenaed today, the 5 members, will comply with the committee's request. Now, is that glass half full, Jamie Raskin, or do you believe that to be true?
Well, it's glass half full, but it's based on probably more than 90% of the people we've been interested in talking to. Those people have come forward and voluntarily cooperated with the committee. And look, it's the whole basis of our legal and justice system, which is that if people have relevant evidence to an investigation, they come forward and they testify about it. I mean, our whole justice system collapses if that doesn't take place. So if a crime takes place, either a major crime like a coup or an insurrection or any other kind of crime, a bank robbery, a street mugging, and someone is a witness to it, they have a legal duty to come and to testify. And if you think that your testimony could implicate you because you're not just a witness, but you're a participant, you can invoke the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. And our committee respects the Constitution, including the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. But those are really your only choices if you've got relevant evidence. And the vast majority of people understand that. The vast majority of Americans understand that if they received a subpoena tomorrow from a court or from Congress, they would comply. So we just have a tiny, minuscule part of the population that thinks somehow they skate above the law.
Do you expect, let's say they either voluntarily comply or are compelled to comply, do you expect to get new information from them, or are you expecting them to verify information that you believe you already have?
Well, if they testify truthfully, which of course they're legally bound to do, and if they're sworn in, then under the laws of perjury, then we will receive a lot of new information. And some of it might be exculpatory for them. Some of it might help them in terms of their public image and understanding of their role. But as the chairman indicated in that little excerpt that you invoked, if they don't come forward, we're just going to release the information we've got. And of course, then they'll go back to their tired talking point of how this is a partisan, bipartisan investigation, including the former chair of the House Republican Conference and so on. But look, if they've got information about what happened, this is a deadly serious investigation into an attempt to topple our form of government. We came very close to losing it all on January the 6th. And I would hope that someone who swears an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, would have a sense of legal, civic, and patriotic duty to come forward and to give their testimony the way that the vast majority of people have. And there, of course, I'm excluding people like Steve Bannon and Mark Meadows and Scavino and Navarro.